I think there's no one with an excuse that the weather is bad. I think it's the first year we've got sunshine. So we're proud, we're happy that Holland is good for you this week, hopefully. Also during the ISE, because I think most of you will be attending the Integrated Systems Europe. That's in Amsterdam this week. We're here today with a lot of experts, in the industry, and as you can see, our sponsors here today, which I will want to mention briefly because without them, this event isn't possible. So as you can see on the screen, we've got our PR and media partners, AOpen of course, and then we have Intel as our main sponsor, and then we want to thank DICE, Scala, Littlebit, Avnet, and Microsoft also, and Scala, they're here, as you can see on the board. So actually I want to put our hands together for them because we're happy that they're here. Thank you. As for today, I won't be the host for today. I'm just here for this brief introduction because I want to give the microphone to Kayye. Gary is a founding partner of rAVe Publications. As you can see on your seat, there's a little card, and we would like to ask you to register for their media publication because they inform our industry about digital signage and AV. And yeah, I want to give the word to Gary to kick off the forum. Gary, where are you?
Right here.
Ah, I didn't see you. So there you go. Good luck.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. That was almost good. Let's try it one more time. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Excellent. This is an exciting day. First of all, I'm honored to be here. When I was called and asked to host this for the day, I was shocked, first of all, but honored because I have a great love for the Netherlands and also Europe. I lived here a couple of years when I was setting up Extron's office in the Netherlands here, and so I love this area and I love being here. And the weather couldn't be better. This is the best weather I've seen here at this time of year in years. So congratulations. But you're in for a phenomenal day. It's going to be a great day. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to share a lot, and you're going to give a lot of feedback. And that's what this is all about. Is not just for AOpen and the experts of speakers that you're going to see today to tell you how to do things or what's going to happen in the future. But what's great about this is you're going to have an opportunity to share with each other about what's right and what's wrong in the industry and what can be fixed and what can be better, and also how to help the industry grow. So I was going to start this morning real quickly with a few opening sort of statements about the industry and sort of where the industry is. As you all know, depending on how you segment the digital signage market, it's now a $20 billion market. If you look at it from a digital display standpoint. And a lot of us in this segment of the market are playing a great part of that market. What's interesting about this market is that it's evolving very rapidly, so much so that a statement I made a couple of years ago in an article which generated some controversy but also a lot of interesting feedback from the advertising industry was that I said that within 10 years the term digital signage will just simply be called advertising. It won't really be a separate segment of advertising. But that's actually accelerated. I think it's definitely going to happen in the next 5 years. And the reason for that is if you talk to the big ad agencies, they're moving money very rapidly from traditional television, which is, for those of you who don't follow the advertising market, is somewhere between 70 and 80% of all advertising revenue. So there's an enormous amount of money being moved in a very short period of time to other places. And one of the biggest beneficiaries of that money is the digital signage segment of the market. So we've seen huge growth in digital signage, and you see a lot of advertising money moving from traditional television advertising towards digital media, most specifically in the fastest growing segment of that being digital signage. So there's going to be huge growth. And the market's not just getting big in numbers, but it's also getting big in sizes. Over the next year, probably one of the biggest trends, the fastest sort of trend that I see is you're going to see, for the first time in a while, projectors enter the digital signage market in a very interesting way. Whereas before, digital signage, as you all know, has been dominated by the flat screen LCDs and of course LEDs and other technologies that are sort of direct view flat screen. But specifically three projector manufacturers are going to enter the market this year with products aimed specifically at the digital signage market that are specific projectors designed specifically for digital signage. They won't have embedded media players or anything like that. The segmentation of the product is exactly aimed at digital signage. But the other factor is the fact that we now have projectors that are bright enough to put in virtually any environment. So we can make screens that are huge. And more importantly, we have the ability to project on amorphous surfaces. We don't have to project on the flat screens anymore. We can bend light around corners and around columns. And that's what's going to make digital signage fly, is when we can put signs everywhere. A lot of people like to point to the movie Minority Report, and that's kind of getting old nowadays. But at the same time, we still haven't gotten there yet. We're still not even where the vision of Steven Spielberg was back 12 years ago when that movie debuted. But we're going to be as close as we've ever been over the next year as you start seeing a lot of projection in digital signage, as well as 4K. We're going to see a lot of applications in 4K because people want to be impressed with images that look real, feel real, and we can interact with at a different level. So I think you're going to see those two trends over the next year or two are going to have a big impact and help our industry grow even more. Again, like I said, I'm honored to be here, and I definitely feel confident in saying that the future of digital signage is a big portion of the advertising market. But there's an expert that certainly knows more than me about this industry, and probably most of us here in the room, and that is our first speaker. Bernie Tsai has founded this division of which was Acer AOpen. I believe it was 16 or 17 years ago, somewhere in that range. He's got his creativity and his inspiration is what's driving everybody, not just here in Europe, but also worldwide at AOpen. AOpen, I think it's okay for me to say the growth that you've had this year is phenomenal. 50% growth in people. And that doesn't even cover all the other areas of growth, not just in Europe, but all over EMEA and for that matter, the world. You've done a phenomenal job there. Your leadership and also the vision for these types of things, which are helping drive the market, are very helpful. Bernie's the current president and CEO of AOpen, as you all probably know by now, and probably have all met Mr. Tsai. So congratulations on your success, and your team. Gabrielle and everybody that I've dealt with has done a phenomenal job, and very, very kind, and also helping to give me industry information that I need to help us write good columns and good articles about the technology and the products. One of the things that I wanted to mention, and may have my little cheat sheet here to make sure that I do cover a couple of quick things, is one thing that differentiates AOpen, and the reason why AOpen has the partners that they have, is that they aren't selling boxes, they're selling solutions. And there's a big difference between selling hardware and selling tangible items than there is in selling solutions. When you're selling solutions, obviously, as you all know, because you're all experiencing it, and part of that is that you're sort of holding the hand of the customer. Your consultative selling approach helps the customer, because a lot of times they'll call and say, I want to do this, or I need this, and you have to turn around and say, well, what is it exactly that you want to do? What's the ultimate goal? What's the result that you want to have? And you're sort of hand-holding the customer through the approach. That's one thing that's made AOpen stand out and different. And it's interesting because, as you can see from even the list of partners that are here, there's some of those companies are actually, you would at first glance think they're competing with. I mean, it seems almost illogical that the partners that they have for this forum, for example, are some companies that you would normally see them on the show floor with, competing with, because they have competitive products. But what's interesting is AOpen tries to work with everybody, because they're trying to make the market grow, but also their product and their services and their software are compatible with everybody, and that's what sort of differentiates it. So you're going to get more out of this than an AOpen sales pitch. You're going to get in a consultative approach, and also a level of expertise that is unmatched because of the partnerships they do have, especially with companies like Intel and Scala specifically. That's benefit the industry and also benefit them in a great way. So I would like to introduce Mr. Tsai, if you don't mind coming up and sharing your insights about the industry and the direction that your company is going. So congratulations. I'd like to introduce CEO Bernie Tsai.
恭喜发财 because right now it's still the Lunar New Year holiday. I just come from yesterday. Okay, no problem. And all the Hong Kong airport, lots of people, 1.3 billion population, they just take a holiday. So many fully occupied in the Hong Kong airport because 1.3 billion population, they just spend the money to the overseas, the trip. So I just say Happy Lunar New Year, okay? My name is Tsai. I quickly to share why I just point out for this, the philosophy, because right now, huge, right now the booming of the Asian, okay, and how to tie up with the hardware, software integrated. So I will be smoothly to present it to remind again. Retail and digital. So I call the Great Mind Lab. Great Mind Lab. For the Chinese, we call 大卖场. 大卖 is a big, huge. 卖 is a resale, retail. 场 is a lab, the retail store. But I change it. I use the mind, M-I-N-D, because of marketing and management in digital. So I move our office to the create, because before it's an office. So you can see the branding of the Apple. He created the Apple store, right, ahead. So compete with the retail channel, like a Dixon's, like a Media Mart, like a Best Buy. So right now they just put ahead, one step ahead, then all change. So the office, I moved the new office, I call the Great Mind Lab. Okay. My belief, the always manufacturer compare with the service industry, the major difference, you move the production line from or the customer close to the customer. That's the key. So just like a McDonald's, Burger King, they close to the customer. AOpen is the original logo from the red, white, blue, and component. Last year, we changed, moved to the orange color, to the solution. Why use the orange? Of course, the whole national color, okay? Okay, we use the color. You know, what's the color of the emotion? To see, okay, green, blue, created the purpose, red, and friendly, and optimized. For the orange to the gold color. Most branding close to the end user mindset. That's the way the color from the media company, they promote it, they analysis. So who is more close to the customer? That's the key, okay? So like we call 大卖场, the Chinese category, but it means the Great Mind Lab. So marketing and management in digital. The color change, the passion and powerful color in the retail, number one. Number two, cultural significance. Almost the Lunar New Year, Chinese people, Asian people, they always say 大吉大利. For 大吉大利, everyone. Because 大利大利is mean the fortune, healthy, and happiness in the beginning of the new year. Okay? Number three, the major one, strength together. You can see the orange, not like an apple. Apple, one bite, take whole. But orange, nature slice, 10 piece, 12 piece, nature slice. You can easily open and share. That's why I use this one. So open and share. That's the key. Okay? So I think the whole piece of the orange in Europe Union, like open and share. That is our change in the logo, the philosophy. Okay? So almost the hardware, everything, ISE, SI, tied together with the right idea connected. Because strategy of the structure of the application need a lot of the partner, media player, display, mountain, accessory, connected, software, content, installation, and support. Too many. You can see the CPU, motherboard, player, display, panel, accessory, and connectivity. Almost the communication is a hardware. But software, content, storage, installation, support, and service is a software. So truly tie up is very complicated. Needs to someone to open and share, not to take a whole. Okay? So last time I always mention fried geese. Yes, we can, Obama mentioned. I think we is meaning Western people, Western culture. E is the Eastern people and Eastern culture. That's we, because the war is spread. We together, Western and Eastern. That's the war, okay? Kens means the consultant, advisor, network. Some people retire, but more experience, powerful. That's also to share the experience to tie up to the generation by generation. That's the key of the very complicated competition. So the grouping. So like a super chain store, national chain, regional chain, local chain, Papa Mama shop. So lots of the different parts of the component, product, platform together. So like the goods. I call side block. The side block compare before the ICT, but right now the side block like Android, human and robots together. So you can see Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, they just internet ahead. Okay? So the world changed. So the ICT company, how to the next? So we change it. I say, IC&T. Information, communication, and technology. Almost the people must be to information communication to support their business, but need to technology to back up. That's the key. So IC&T. So those the big change. They just already through the internet, the virtual store, and real store tie up together. So it's almost ahead, squeeze. So we can see, right now the B2C, computer, Dell, HP, Acer, Asus, Lenovo, consumer shop, Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, LG, communication, Nokia, Sony, Ericsson, BlackBerry, HTC. But, side block coming, they are squeezed. And there is almost a big brandy there to the cloud. Okay, they right now the called cloud. But we are in the middle range. The middle range is a squeeze. Okay, no room, no. That's the value. Because the culture and language is the value. So create a middle. You can see that right now the Dell computer non-IPO go to the big, okay, try to defense for the new business. But in the middle, squeezed, right? Their computer 2 years ago, their announcement. 5 years ago, I always presented hardware, right? But right now, their computer, they mentioned they are mindware, M-I-N-D, mindware. Okay? So in the middle, we can see what's going on. New SI opportunity. System integrator actually become solution integrator, service integrator, scenario integrator. That's the new SI, very more explanation of the S. Okay, and then smart. Hardware, create this the middle range for the regional, because the culture and the language must be to respect. That's the key. So this is a totally what I try to mention. For you sitting here, you are the SI solution, new SI solution. You need to find a partner, someone to integrate part of this. No competition, because the territory are different. You will be choice the right partner together. So like the American movie, Benjamin Button, from 80 years old, 70, 60, right? So from service, scenario, solution, platform. But before, we are only component idea. So must be to tie up. That's from demand chain thinking, not from supply chain thinking. Demand chain. So based on this way to thinking. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, from customer point of view. Okay. So retail 3.0. So new DIY will be happen. Digital intelligent yourself. Not do it yourself. Digitalize, display, whatever. So it's based on the language and culture. I also share, this is very important. Almost the Japanese top management just say, hey, Bernie, I'm a Japanese. Why you can look like this? So I try to use the Asian way to share with all of you. What the meaning of here? Bar. The Apple computer they call Genius Bar. You know the bar. Bar is a wooden man, right? So they create experience to the customer. What's going on? The Ron Johnson, the year 2000 joined to the Apple computer. The experience, they work for Target, okay? Target department store. When he joined to the Apple, create the Apple Store. Apple Store create a Genius Bar. We see that the bar. This is a called bar, wooden mat, okay? And right now they also provide a more shortened the table bar for kids. You know, go to the McDonald's, okay, kids right now play the ball or something like that, but right now kids, they like to play the iPad. They don't play like, okay, only the game. So right now you can see the Apple Store, they call this is an on stage. And this is the backstage. So check there, I take a photo. I said, you can see the wooden mat for bar. What's going on? An Apple, a lot of the pattern install the Apple Store bar. So many patterns. I checked more than 2,000 kind of the pattern. Okay, each one, everything, the pattern. Before it's the product and platform pattern, but right now install the pattern in the store. Okay, you also see that the January, the BlackBerry CEO Angela joined to the Apple retail. So what's the coming up of the next? So I also see the very interesting things happen. The service, we see the almost the ICT company, the female lead for the company. IBM, chairman CEO, HP, chairman CEO, okay, the Yahoo CEO, Facebook COO, even like that, the General Motors. Almost a female leader for the service. So that's a typical hardware, software service. What's different? Okay, so we can see. So what does it mean the only channel will be happen? You can see the only channel is mean when you take the airplane, the crowd is selling the duty free, right? Duty free. They are not the cosmetic, but they still selling the cosmetic. But when you go to the department store, the professional to cosmetic, but airplane duty free. And right now also have an online menu. So even the airplane selling the product. So next time, maybe the trend, maybe in Asia, take the motorcycle, red the traffic light. Hey, can you say something? Maybe. So now is the people only two way promotion through the Google and Facebook. Everything is just free. Google Map, Google Enjoy, Google Search is free, but they make money from promotion, media, Facebook also too. So only two things: promotion, media, and sale. That's the key change. So how to use the tool kind of the list to provide. Okay, so only channel. Then I point out the future store. But why is it still the bar here? Front end. We are manufacturer. We call the front end and back end. So you are stuff, you are sales. Okay, separate. But right now people, you can look, almost the service industry, they call on stage and backstage. Change. So you can see bar, sushi bar, Japanese sushi bar, okay? So you can see, this is a Japanese bar and sprit, the Abalone here. Only 3 wording, please, thank you, sorry. You cannot talk too much, because only the Abalone, you are professional. You are professional, you need to the service to the customer, okay? So expertise, professional. Sushi bar, wine bar, almost a wood mat. We cannot call this is a production operator. We call the sushi master. Coffee bar. The coffee master. Bar. Almost use the nature wooden mat. Because a wooden bar can let the people come down enjoy the professional people service. So when I presented to Japan, people say, I'm a Japanese. I say, you are? I said, no, I read the Steve Jobs book. I find something. So you can see the front of the wooden mat, let the people come down, peace, enjoy, or the expertise service. That's the key. So like this, you can see the coffee bar. 1 serve for coffee, 2 serve for hot water, Americano. 1 serve for coffee, 2 serve for milk, cappuccino. 1 serve of the milk, coffee. 1 serve milk, 1 serve of the milk pot, right? Cream. Then it's a cold latte. It's also SI. SI. Sushi, you know, nigiri, sushi, different fish, different rice, and the rice is same. SI. Professional SI. Integration. So that's what I mentioned. They use the bar concept going to the. But before we are manufacturer, only mass production. But the customer, they need, like through the professional people, the front of the bar to service. That's the key. So you can see, almost the manufacturer, we are here, made in China, because 1.3 billion population, land and labor. But right now, the customer, they need made-in country, made-in, provide the expertise service. So we are provide coffee bean, but right now they need coffee. Okay? Display also too. Made in China, made in Europe, made in every country, made in everywhere. So that's the value for the new SI. But people only take care of the manufacturer. Okay? So that's why always a consistency to promote, please. You need to create your society responsibility, create a job for your country, create your value for the regional. Like we move the retail zone. Before the AOpen office stay in Industry Park, Science Park, I try to convince our people, but they don't know one talk. So move the office. The 1 floor is around the 3,500 meters of the one office. I close to the Costco, America Costco, close to the Carrefour and RT Mart. RT Mart is in China, Taiwan, and China, the retail market, supermarket. You know the Costco is America, and Carrefour is France. So I try to move our people understand the retail thinking. If you don't know, okay, go there to look. To see how to the customer they are thinking. Then we develop product will be right. Okay? This is a typical, very important to share. That is the China. I say the middle is the China. But I try to create something for share with all of you. Okay? Especially we are Asian in Taiwan and China, and how to co-work together and kind of this cooperation to booming up, which bring your value to the Asia. And also our hardware also bring here to the European. We are tied up together. So this is a typical, I try to explanation. So side responsibility, capitalism, okay? That is the middle. This is very important. This is the China. Middle, but it's also the China, okay, China. So midway and balance. This is called display. 1 display, okay, panel. 2 screen. So it's the middle. Also China. When you write the Chinese character, that is mean the China. Okay, this is the wording. It's a China for easily to know. But I translate to the display. 1 display, 2 screen, and this is the antenna Wi-Fi. Okay. Okay, you don't confuse. That is the antenna Wi-Fi, okay? Then you have the midway, okay? So 1 display, 2 screen. We need a person, more the talent people, more vision, but we also need to people execution, detail. How come you pay the salary? Need a people leader for company, but also execution detail. Oh, tough. But digital like can. One display for vision, macro view, marketing, promotion. Okay? One screen for execution, detail management, micro view. So you need a partner. The partner for experience. Okay? The experience is quite key. So this is also the China, the middle, but also the digitalized. Not only this. I try to explain. Okay, you already look at the China here, right? Middle, but also antenna. But this is also like a bar. You know what I mean? The wooden bar, coffee bar. Like this is like one of the bar. So middle way and bar and great mind lab already very complicated, but integrate together. Steve Jobs create lots of very complicated. I always explanation. Asian people, we use the dumpling, the how to say, the inside of the how do you feeding inside, right? Feeding inside, the software inside. So when you test the dumpling, you don't know the inside the feeding. So you will test carefully. But almost the Western people, their feeding is outside, in the top. So called pizza. You can see almost the software are quite different. So when you take the iPhone, it's a pizza, right? Smartphone, because of always software different. You request a different pizza, the feeling. But Asian people is the inside, so you carefully to eat what's inside. But iPhone, the smartphone, almost the software, cook by yourself. So like the pizza. Okay, quite different. So for this, the meaning is mean the philosophy, the middle here, but also the bar here. This is on stage. You need to professional to service customer. This is called the backstage. You need a professional for your experience. Okay? Then this wording. Okay. AIDS. On stage, AIDS. Backstage, AIDS. What the meaning? When here, attention, interest, desire, action, and satisfaction in the on stage. And backstage, you will be the solution, action, design, idea, and awareness. So you must be to fit in on stage, backstage, whatever virtual through the bar, the real for the bar, and for the virtual related with the display. That's the key. So because when you cannot relate it on stage and backstage, that will be the problem. It's just like a lunchbox, you have the inventory for customer. If you just only channel here, then will be fixed. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, sushi bar, and Starbucks, coffee bar. Okay, so I try to the real and virtual together to share this idea for the new SI. That's the key. So Happy New Year. 恭喜发财. Fortune, okay? Healthy, happiness. And this year is 2014 is the year of the horse. Run fast, run wonderful, and run smooth. Thank you very much.